A few months ago, we had a cheeky family weekend away at a little sleepy seaside town called Beachport in South Australia. And we were there at the pub for lunch, and I saw on their specials board they had a seafood Mornay bread bowl. So of course I had to get it. When you can see the ocean, I think seafood just tastes 20% better.
I tend to agree.
And it was great. So that's my inspiration for today. We're doing a seafood Mornay bread bowl. So pretty old school, but we're using a great quality marinara mix here with lots of butter mixed in there too.
I can see there's lots of butter, so it's going to be tasting amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I want you to start for me is to dice up some celery and chop up some garlic. That would be phantasmo. I've got our frying pan here heating on about medium heat. We're going to add a good whack of good quality unsalted butter.
Yep.
This is an organic butter. Okay, this is a family-owned business and grass-fed cows, and you can tell by the colour of the butter, it is second to none. So we want 100 grams.
You've got all the zest in you today, haven't you?
Cooking with you in the kitchen, Jack, just makes me happy. Where else would I want to be in the world right now? Okay, butter, in we go. We just want to start to melt that down. Okay, into that, we've got one large brown onion that we've just diced up nice and small. That can go in. I've got a carrot here that I'm just going to just slice long ways, and we just want to dice it up. Do you love seafood, Jack? Where are you at with seafood, and is it healthy for me? Can I eat it all the time? What's the go?
Yeah, look, I would say it's one of those foods I'd love to see more of in people's diets. I think especially Aussies lean more into, you know, lots of other proteins and don't balance it too well.
Okay.
So a little bit of seafood throughout your week, 2 or 3 times, perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love that. These packets are great because they can just stay in your freezer and you just pull out what you need. Great for portion control. You don't need to use the whole bag, so we're just using a couple of cups worth today. Okay, carrot can go in, and our celery.
Oh, better speed up.
No, you're right. At this stage, I'm going to season a little bit, so salt and pepper. Now we just want to cook this for a few minutes, Jack, until those veggies are starting to soften before we add in our seafood. And I haven't added the garlic yet, just because I don't want it to burn. So our veggies, or mirepoix in chefy terms, been cooking for a few minutes now, which is great. So now your garlic can go in.
Plenty of it.
Oh, if you're going to do it right.
That's right.
Now we just want to cook our garlic just for a minute, just to mix that together. And then we're going to go in with our marinara mix. So this is great. We got prawns, we got fish, we got mussels, we got squid, all the good stuff is going to go into our seafood Mornay bread bowl.
I think it's a good way to dip your toes into trying out different types of seafood too, right? Because if you were to go and buy a whole squid and try and, you know, fill the hood and do all those sorts of things just for a single piece of seafood, it might put you off actually trying it at all. Versus when you get it in a mixed marinara, you get a little bit of a joy from each mouthful. So variety is the key here.
All right, our seafood can go in now. Lovely. Now what we want to do is cook this for 3 or 4 minutes until that seafood is just cooked. Then we're going to remove it to a bowl and go on and make our Mornay sauce.
Yum.
All right, our seafood's looking good.
It does look good.
So we'll tip that out into the bowl. Now I'm lazy, I hate doing the dishes, so I'm just going to use this frying pan to make our Mornay kind of a bechamel sauce for our seafood. So that can go straight back on the pan. And we want another 50 grams of this beautiful butter.
Mate, you're not lazy. You realise that. You're like, there's so many different levels and things going on in your food.
I know.
Sure, dishes are a different ball game.
I just hate washing up.
You're not a lazy cook.
All right. All right, butter's melting down. Now we're going to add our 1/4 cup of plain flour to make our roux. Now we're just going to stir this for 1 to 2 minutes just to cook that raw flavour of the flour out. This is a really important step. If I started adding the milk now, it's just not going to taste nice.
No.
You'll get that raw, floury taste in your mouth.
The pastiness.
Yeah, we don't want that. So, Jack, while I'm doing this, to make our Mornay sauce extra exciting, I've got some dill. Obviously, seafood and dill go so well together. So if you could chop up some of the dill for me, and we want the zest of the lemon as well.
Yep.
That'd be great, thank you. That's looking good, the flour's cooked out. I'm gonna turn off the heat now, and we've got 2 cups of milk here. If you had more time, you could heat it up and infuse it, but we're in a hurry today. I am hungry, and there's a lot of flavour going on.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna add the milk a little bit at a time until we get a nice, smooth sauce. Jack, so our Mornay sauce, or our bechamel, has thickened up nicely, a nice thick consistency. That's what we're after. Now to make it a little bit more exciting, good pinch of salt, some pepper, and we've got some Dijon mustard here. Will just help to flavour it all. That can go in. Now you chopped up some dill and zested some lemon. They can both go in straight into here.
Yeah, right, so they don't go into the seafood.
No, we'll mix it through the sauce and then onto the seafood. That'd be great. Thank you.
Plenty of dill.
Yeah, I love dill. It's one of my favourite herbs at the moment because it does go so well with the seafood.
Totally.
Yeah, you want to taste it. Yeah, all of that zest can go. Yeah, absolutely. Lovely. Obviously, lemon and seafood, best friends, and it's just going to help to freshen everything up a little bit.
But you don't actually use the lemon juice in this recipe, is that right?
No, say that. Pop it in your drink or your cocktail, whatever you want. All right. So you can see there, that's made a beautiful, thick Mornay sauce. That's what we want.
Okay.
Now we can bring that over, and we're going to pop that on top of the seafood. Now you can see there, Jack, we've got a good old school cob loaf, all right? Do you want to do the honours? And so we want to chop around the lid and start to scoop out the insides of the bread.
It's a high pressure task.
Oh, I trust you, I trust you.
So about an inch in?
Yeah.
Like how thick do you want your walls?
You want the walls to be quite thick because you want them to have integrity, because the last thing you want is for it all to collapse and the Mornay, seafood Mornay, to go everywhere.
Sad.
Yeah, you can't have that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, perfect. And I'm just going to give this a good mix around.
And then what happens to the middle part of this?
Then we tear up all those pieces. They go around the outside, and we'll toast them as well. So then you've got extra dippy bread.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Fun.
Kind of like carving a pumpkin.
Yeah, but not.
but not. There you go.
All right, so this one gets torn around the edges.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And then we'll just scoop out a bit more of that inside.
Yum.
I've got the oven set to 200 degrees. Once this is empty, we're going to fill it back up with this beautiful seafood Mornay and bake it for about 10-12 minutes, just until that bread's nice and crispy. All right, here we go.
I know how good this is going to taste.
Oh.
The combination of the bread, all of that beautiful butter, the seafood.
Wow.
And if you've got a bit of leftover mix, what do you suggest?
Well, I would toss this through some pasta for a quick creamy seafood pasta.
Yeah, yum.
That would be great. That definitely will not go to waste. All right, so our Mornay bread bowl has had, it's about 10 minutes in the oven. That's all it needs, because you just need to crispen up that bread.
Looks so good.
And then we just lift it up. You got to be confident here.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
And just bring it over. This is the sort of style you serve it on a board, put it in the middle of the table, and everyone just digs in and helps themselves. I think just a finishing touch, a little bit of fresh dill, just to sprinkle over the top.
Yet again, you've outdone yourself.
I think let's tear into it.
Do we tear?
Well, I might try a little spoonful first. I need to try a prawn. That's what I need. Sorry, you should have gone first.
Nah. I'm gonna go a bit of this action, I think. Dunk.
That's really what it's all about.
That's legit.
Yeah, a bit of that. Just get that in there. Creamy, buttery, seafoody. And it's kind of fun to serve it in the bread bowl because you eat the bowl.
It's so good.
You eat the vessel.
I love all the flavours. The dill and that zestiness from the lemon just goes so beautifully with all of that seafood.
Oh, thank you.
Yum.
Yummo.
I'm back in.